Paris hugs me with its charm as I step out of the Charles de Gaulle airport, the warm summer breeze greeting my skin. Eric, ever the traveller, gently squeezes my hand. We're both eager, the silence between us thick with anticipation. The ride to our boutique hotel along the Seine unfolds like a movie. Street vendors, bustling cafes, and the distant spires of Notre Dame, but my mind drifts to the weekend's possibilities. Entering the hotel room, I can't help but admire the elegance, the plush bedding, the understated luxury. Eric tosses his suitcase in the corner, eyes twinkling. Think this city will deliver, he winks, that confident smile I can't resist. I smirk. If it doesn't, you're buying me a dozen croissants. Dropping onto the bed, I grab my phone and start scrolling through Field. My fingers fly across the screen. I type out our desires and post a couple of our best photos. Bold, but enticing. Within minutes, the responses begin trickling in. Wow, look at this couple, I say, showing Eric my screen. He leans in, his cologne intoxicating. Laura and Soren, Parisian, seductive profiles. They look like fun. Eric's approval fuels my excitement. I message them, and soon we're arranging a meeting at a nearby bar. Nothing like a little liquid courage to break the ice. At the bar, the lights are dim, candles flicker on rustic tables, and a sultry jazz tune hums through the air. Laura and Soren walk in. She's an elegant brunette. He's tall and rugged with a casual style. Their eyes find us instantly. Bonsoir, Laura's voice is like silk. We stand, exchanging kisses on both cheeks. Eric's grip on my waist tightens, a subtle reminder of his support. Shall we grab a drink? Eric's charm is on full display. Laura laughs, her eyes never leaving mine. Yes, let's. Soren exchanges a knowing glance with Eric before we slide into a cozy corner booth. The playful tension between us swells, a current crackling in the soft light. Drinks ordered. We settle in. Laura slides her hand along my thigh, the slightest touch sending shivers through me. So, what brings such an alluring couple to Paris? Soren's voice is low, intimate. Eric grins. A thirst for adventure. And perhaps a new experience. Laura leans closer, her breath warm against my ear. We might just be the adventure you're looking for. I can't help but feel a flutter of excitement as I scroll through the Field app, nestled in the plush comfort of our Parisian hotel bed. Eric's arm is draped lazily over my waist, his breath warm on my neck as he peers at the screen. Another dud, I sigh, swiping left on yet another incompatible match. Patience, Jess, Eric murmurs, his lips brushing my ear. The right ones are out there. As if on cue, a new notification pops up. I tap it, and my eyes widen. Eric, look at this. A gorgeous Parisian couple smiles back at us from the screen. Their profile is intriguing friends with benefits who love playing with other couples. My pulse quickens as I read their bio. They're perfect, I breathe, feeling a spark of chemistry even through the digital barrier. Eric's grip on my waist tightens. Message them. I craft a flirty introduction, and to our delight, they respond almost immediately. The conversation flows effortlessly, filled with playful banter and shared interests. As we chat, the idea of a transatlantic tryst seems to excite them as much as it does us. They want to meet up, I tell Eric, my voice tinged with anticipation. He grins. Our flat. I'm about to agree when a new message pops up. My eyebrows shoot up as I read it aloud. They're suggesting we meet at one of the famous Parisian bathhouses instead of our flat. Eric's eyes light up. Now that sounds intriguing. The thought sends a shiver down my spine. A bathhouse, it's so much more exotic and thrilling than I'd imagined. The possibilities race through my mind, each more enticing than the last. What do you think? I ask, turning to face Eric. His eyes are dark with desire. I think it's perfect. Let's do it. I turn back to my phone, fingers flying across the screen as I type our enthusiastic agreement. The The Parisian couple responds with a flurry of excited messages, suggesting a time and place. As I set my phone aside, I can't help but feel a mix of nervousness and exhilaration. This is exactly the kind of adventure we came to Paris for, and it's unfolding in ways I never expected. I step out of the cab, my heart racing as I take in the unassuming facade of the Parisian bathhouse. Eric's hand finds mine, giving it a reassuring squeeze. The warm evening air caresses my skin, tingling with possibility. "Ready?" Eric whispers, his blue eyes dancing with excitement. I nod, unable to find my voice. We approach the entrance, and that's when I spot them, Laura and Soren, our new friends from field. My breath catches in my throat. Laura is a vision of French beauty, petite and graceful, with dark hair cascading over her shoulders and eyes that sparkle with mischief. Soren stands tall beside her, his Nordic features chiseled and striking. He exudes a quiet confidence that immediately draws me in. "Bonsoir," Laura calls out, her voice melodic and inviting. Eric, ever the charmer, responds in flawless French. I watch in awe as he effortlessly engages Laura in conversation, their laughter filling the air. My high school French is no match for Eric's fluency, so I turn to Soren. "Hi," I manage, suddenly feeling shy. Soren's smile is warm and genuine. "Jessica, right? It's wonderful to finally meet you in person." His accent is less pronounced than I expected, and I find myself relaxing as we chat. We discover a shared love for contemporary art, and soon we're deep in conversation about the latest exhibits at the Pompidou Center. As we enter the bathhouse, the atmosphere shifts. The air is thick with steam and anticipation. I feel a spark of electricity as Soren's hand brushes against mine, and I catch Laura giving Eric an appreciative once-over. The chemistry between the four of us is palpable, crackling in the air like static. As we move deeper into the bathhouse, I can't help but feel that this night is going to be unlike anything I've ever experienced. I clutch my bathhouse packet, my fingers trembling slightly as Eric and I follow Laura and Soren to the changing rooms. The air is thick with steam and anticipation. "This way," Laura beckons, her voice lilting and playful. We change into plush robes, the soft fabric a stark contrast to the electricity humming through my body. Eric's eyes meet mine, a mixture of excitement and reassurance in his gaze. Our new friends lead us on a tour, their familiarity with the space evident in their easy movements. As we ascend the stairs, the energy shifts palpably. The upper floor buzzes with erotic energy, soft moans and whispers floating through the air. "This is where the real fun happens," Soren says with a wink. We wander past various rooms, some occupied, others invitingly empty. My breath catches as I glimpse flashes of skin and intertwined bodies. "How about here?" Laura suggests, gesturing to an open space. The room she's chosen features a large, vinyl-wrapped mattress in the center. It's exposed, visible from multiple angles, perfect for exhibitionists like us. "It's perfect," I breathe, surprising myself with my eagerness. We settle onto the mattress, initially gravitating towards our original partners. Eric's familiar touch grounds me as his hands begin to explore. Across from us, Laura and Soren mirror actions. Their chemistry is intense, Eric murmurs, his breath hot against my ear. Our gazes lock, and it feels like a silent agreement. Eric shifts his attention to Laura, his hands drawing patterns on her skin. I crawl towards Soren, the anticipation quickening my pulse. "Soren," I whisper, catching his gaze. His eyes blaze with desire. He pulls me up, kissing. We're entwined, locked in the carnal choreography of the bathhouse. It all falls into a primal rhythm. The room's energy spikes when Soren and Eric adjust positions, making room for something more daring. Eric's eyes glint with mischief as he and Soren maneuver Laura into this kind of fun. They look at me for a split second. There's no ambiguity, only shared understanding. The images burn into my memory, triggering an acute fun that surprises me. There's no going back. I am a part of this, driven by a hunger I never knew existed. The surroundings become a blur, the crowd an ambient background to our fun. It's a symphony of a dance that ensnares us all. I step out of the playroom, my legs still a bit wobbly. Eric's arm wraps around my waist, steadying me. The four of us, flushed and giddy, make our way to the bar and buffet. I could use a drink, I laugh, running a hand through my tousled hair. The sight of people casually eating finger foods in their robes, mere steps away from the erotic play spaces, strikes me as wonderfully absurd. I can't help but giggle. "What's so funny?" Eric asks, his eyes twinkling. "Just this," I gesture around. "It's all so surreal." We grab some water and fruit, then settle onto a large sectional sofa. The cool leather feels divine against my heated skin. Soren leans in, his voice low. "So Jessica, what brought you two to Paris?" As I explain about my work trip and our decision to extend it for pleasure, I feel Soren's hand on my knee. The touch sends a jolt through me, reigniting the fire I thought had been sated. Our conversation flows easily, punctuated by flirtatious glances and casual touches. Laura regales us with stories of Parisian nightlife, while Eric charms them with his wit. Soren's hand begins to wander, tracing patterns on my thigh. I catch his eye, seeing the same hunger I feel reflected there. Without thinking, I lean in and capture his lips in a kiss. The chatter around us fades as Soren pulls me closer. I'm vaguely aware that we're putting on quite a show, but I can't bring myself to care. The murmur of the crowd around us adds a wild thrill, the public nature of our play igniting a new level of fun in me. Eric's gaze is hot on my skin, and Laura's presence is magnetic, pulling us all into a vortex of shared desire. "We're definitely spicing up the place," Laura purrs, leaning close. Her touch is feather-light, yet it sends a shiver down my spine. We started our play again. By the end I cry out, the intensity of the moment overwhelming. It all combines into a great final. I collapse back onto the sofa. We all sit in comfortable silence for a few moments, basking in the afterglow of our shared experience. Soren breaks the quiet first. "This has been incredible," he says, his voice husky. "But I'm afraid Laura and I need to head out soon." I nod, understanding. As amazing as this night has been, real life awaits us all. Laura stands, stretching languidly. "We should exchange numbers," she suggests. "For next time, perhaps." Eric and I exchange a glance, silently agreeing. "Definitely," I say, fumbling for my phone. As we swap contact information, I feel a profound sense of connection to these near strangers. It's more than just the physical intimacy we've shared, there's a bond forged in vulnerability and trust. Laura leans in to kiss me goodbye. Soren follows suit, his stubble grazing my cheek as he embraces me. Once they've left, Eric turns to me, his eyes shining with love and excitement. "Well, that was something else," he chuckles, pulling me onto his lap. I laugh, nestling against his chest. "It really was. I can't believe we actually did that." "Any regrets?" he asks, his tone serious despite the playful glint in his eyes. I consider for a moment, then shake my head. "None." "You?" "Not a single one," he replies. As we break apart, I feel a surge of love for this man who's willing to explore and grow with me. We should probably head back to the hotel, I suggest, though I'm reluctant to leave this bubble of intimacy. Eric nods, helping me to my feet. As we gather our things and prepare to leave, I can't help but feel a sense of exhilaration about what the future might hold. This night has opened up a world of possibilities, and I can't wait to see where our adventures take us next.